Pacific in mortal combat against a fanatic foe. The Kamikaze Corps, the Japanese pilots who rode the divine wind to certain suicide and possible devastation of our ship.
World War II was one of the deadliest and most widespread conflicts in human history. It involved most of the world's nations, including all of the major powers, which eventually formed two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis powers. Today's story about the Great Escape refers to a daring and well-known escape attempt by Allied prisoners of war during World War II.
In 1944, during World War II, Stalag 13C was a German POW camp holding prisoners from Britain, America, and Canada. The camp was heavily guarded with barbed wire and watchtowers surrounding it. Despite the harsh conditions, the prisoners never gave up on the idea of escape. They knew that if they stayed in the camp, they would continue to endure the cruelty of the Nazi forces. As time passed, the idea of escaping began to take root in the minds of the prisoners. The only viable option was to escape through tunnels, despite the many risks involved. Some prisoners started gathering tools for this secret project, such as spoons and small metal pieces. They could only work on the tunnels during the night or during limited free times, always staying vigilant to avoid detection by the German guards. The prisoners began digging 3 large tunnels beneath the ground, which they named Tom, Dick, and Harry. These tunnels represented their only hope of escaping the camp. Working on the tunnels required great coordination, as small groups of prisoners worked together to minimize risk. They used whatever tools they could find and exerted tremendous effort to avoid detection by the guards or raising any suspicion. On the night of March 24, 1944, the moment of execution arrived. 76 prisoners decided to escape in a carefully coordinated operation. One by one, they began exiting the camp through the tunnels. Every step of the way was fraught with danger, as the guards were on high alert after noticing some suspicious behavior from the prisoners. Things didn't go as planned. While some prisoners managed to escape successfully, the tunnels were quickly discovered. Many were captured and several were executed by the German forces. The consequences were tragic, but the prisoners who were caught became symbols of endurance and courage. Though the escape failed, the bravery shown by those who attempted to escape left a lasting legacy. The tunnels were exposed, but the spirit of resistance was not broken. Despite the partial failure of the operation, the Great Escape had a profound impact. The prisoners who took part in it became heroes of freedom and resistance against tyranny. In 1963, a movie was made about the story, titled The Great Escape. The film was more than just a portrayal of events. It was a tribute to the sacrifices made by those who tried to escape. It became a classic and part of cultural memory for generations to come. Today, the story of the Great Escape from Stalag 13C is a symbol of determination and courage. Even though the attempt didn't succeed as planned, the bigger achievement was showing that the human will cannot be easily broken. The prisoners who participated in the escape displayed incredible strength in the face of extreme conditions, leaving behind a legacy that calls for resilience in times of challenge.